Hey guys, welcome back to 5nothing100nothing.com. I am known as the one, the only, the late, the great. Wait, not late or great. It means I'm dead, right? Late and great. I am the, I am fuck it, the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. Whew, that was easy. All right, guys. Now, back in May, I made a video called Nothing Tastes as Good as Being in Great Shape Feels. Okay? Now, I want to kind of do, I guess you can call it part two, or just want to like expand on that a little bit and tell you a little personal story. All right? So, some of you know, I was doing the ketogenic diet again. Loved it the first time. Hit a little snag with results and started having extreme carb cravings. So I bowed out for a couple months, let my system recover a little bit, and then went back to it. So 8 weeks strong, great results, 12 pounds lost, right? Body fat dropping, maintaining or building muscle, all is well in my life. Now, birthday weekend came up. Survived most of it. Finally came to a head on the last night of the weekend and had a carb-rich dinner at an Italian establishment. So what that did was, number one, when I got up and I went to work on Monday, I felt fantastic. All the extra carbohydrates I ate just saturated my muscles. Glycogen stores full. Boom. I feel good, right? Now, the interesting thing is what it did was, and I think a lot of people relate to this, and sometimes when you're in the fitness field, I think people assume that you're like holier than thou, or you really have, you have it so together that you're not tempted by things. Now, I've told you that when I'm on a carb-restricted diet, I don't crave carbohydrates any longer. Obviously, the exception being that 8-9 months I did keto, and then the 7th month I started feeling carb cravings because my system, something was off. So, anyways, this carb-rich dinner I had at the end of the weekend started a carb craving cycle with me. So the next, 2 days, so it hasn't been that long, but it's over 24 hours to say, getting close to 36 and approaching 48 by the time this is out. I started eating more carbohydrates. For whatever reason, my son likes a donut here and there. So I picked up a dozen donuts for him, and I freeze them. He eats them here or there when he wants it. All of a sudden he changes his mind, doesn't want donuts anymore. Just doesn't like them. Just out of the blue. That's just him. But he's like, yeah, I don't want them anymore. I said, ever or just now? No, I don't want them. Okay. So I'm looking at the donuts and I'm like, I haven't had a donut in a while. So I ate a donut. Then I ate another donut. About 3 hours later, had another donut. Had a meal. Good, high protein, low carb, high fat meal. And then I had dessert. Guess what I had? A donut. So, I think this video is now going nuts for donuts. Yeah, it's not nothing tastes as good as being in great shape feels. But, so yeah, it's interesting. So, it reminded me of whenever I was younger and I struggled with weight and I struggled with like food addiction, and I'm going to call it more food preoccupation, because I was preoccupied with food and it was on the brain all the time. And when you're eating good, clean fuel and you're eating for nutrients and not for taste, it totally is a game changer, and it's just a matter of discipline and doing it over and over, day to day, until it's broken, because that's really how it works. And making sure you're eating enough of the right stuff so that your body doesn't crave more and more food, right? They say that your body craves nutrients, not calories. So if you're always hungry, then the food you're eating isn't nourishing you, and you should really look at how you're putting together your meals, how often you're eating, how much you're eating, and a lot of other factors. But it's a can of worms when you open it up, to be honest. So anyways, that's the case with the Go Nuts for Donuts, where you get that spike of sugar and it releases all those feel good chemicals in your brain. And Dr. Oz years ago did a pretty provocatively titled episode called Sugar, the New Cocaine. It's interesting, and he showed the reasons and the mechanisms in the brain, what goes on, and why it can be as addictive of a substance as a drug. So anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe. I hope that helps. Just sharing a little bit of truth from my personal life for you. All right, take care. Enjoy your day.